Welcome to October's Bad Pink. This month's episode is going to be called Fever Nightmare because Megan was so gracious and gave me the reins for a second month in a row. And joining me is my good friend Matt. Oh, she has no idea. Okay, Winter, you don't need to look at me like I'm crazy. For those who don't know, Winter's my cousin's dog, who I'm currently house sitting for, so if you hear me say Winter, there you go.
I mean, I am very excited for winter.
So am I. I actually started a new job this week. Freaking first day, I'm up in front, taking bags out for the customers, and I get to go out, and it is snowing.
Oh boy, where were you working?
I'd rather not say at this moment. Okay. Well, it's just a case of I don't want to say something because overall the job's been a lot of fun, but I don't want to say anything that could be misconstrued and taken out of context.
I feel you.
Yeah. But I was doing that. I didn't wear a jacket in the morning because I foolishly thought it wasn't going to start snowing. Then I went outside, saw the snow, realized I was a fucking idiot.
You were like, hell yeah.
Yeah. But how's your month been so far?
You know, it's been an interesting ride.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting rides.
Well, a lot of shit went down. I don't know if I want to talk about it all.
Well, with this being Fever Nightmare, I do think it's a good opportunity to just touch on some things that's been going on. But I'm going to say this now. We're not going to touch anything political. We're going to generally look at it through the lens of if it's something online that was revealed, we'll talk about it, but everything's going to be alleged because we don't know the truth. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Okay. Yeah. It's a lot of shit went down involving the YouTube channel that we were all fans of.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of shit's happening. And
yeah.
So a lot of shit's happening around that. We're not gonna say anything about, like, I don't want to name names or say anything about
what's going on.
Name the company specifically, but
yeah.
So that I mean that's part of it. Motherfucking Hagrid died.
Yeah. And, like his last appearance on film was the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter.
Yep.
And I believe the last words he spoke at least on that was that he may not be here, but Hagrid would be.
Yeah.
And I remember reading that he had died. I was coming back from orientation, I believe, or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Winter, calm your fucking ass down. But I was coming back from orientation or something like that, and I saw that, and I brought it up to my mother, and she asked about what he played in, so I told her, and it was, hold up, Winter, I need you to get down. Yeah, that's not working. But anyway, So, mention what he worked on. And
Mm-hmm.
I will be the first to say, like, me and my brothers, we weren't the biggest Potter fans or Potterheads, whatever
Yeah,
you'd like to
yeah.
call it. But still, when you think of iconic characters, like, you're going to think of people like Frodo Baggins,
Batman.
Gandalf, yeah, Batman, and Spider-Man probably as well, or
Yeah, that's
Superman,
what's Batman.
which one? Yeah, think your Han Solos, your Sam Spades,
Yeah, Han
and
Solo.
others, like all these others, and it's like, look at the Harry Potter franchise. You've got Voldemort, you've got Hagrid, you've got Dumbledore. Like those would be the three names that closely you associate
Yeah.
with Harry Potter without going and saying the obvious things. And that is just something that is so damn impressive. Like he made a great big impact
Ugh, I'm
being
choking.
Hagrid, and with him passing, like our condolences go out to his family and friends.
Yeah.
But I really do hope they take heart knowing that some kid, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but in the future, they will watch Harry Potter for the very first time. They will see the Dursleys. They will see how they act to Harry Potter. And the shining beacon of light won't be Albus Dumbledore. It's going to be Rubus Hagrid.
Motherfucking Hagrid, who was the real dad to Harry the whole time.
Yes, yes. Like, and I hope they take pride in that. Knowing that for somebody who may not have a father figure, and they watch and they see Hagrid, they're going to learn so much from Hagrid. And I, I say it a lot, but you really don't appreciate what you have until it's too late.
We getting
And
emotional this month.
yeah, that's why it's Fever Nightmare. Megan is not going to know what to do with us.
No, she never does though.
Oh, she knows to yell at us.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, so
Which
rest in peace, Coltrane. We will forever miss you, but we will take solace in knowing that your character lives on. And on the topic of Harry Potter, you want to know something I found out? So, after the first Albus Dumbledore actor passed away, sadly, can you take a guess at just a couple of names that were thrown around to
Oh
replace
yeah,
him?
yeah. I'm aware of them. Ian McKellen was one of them.
Yep, and Christopher Lee was the other one.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's actually funny because I believe the first Harry Albus Dumbledore actor said something bad about Ian McKellen's acting skills or something along those lines. But
Oh yeah.
he was there. I'm playing Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, so I really don't think I should take the role of Albus Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Then booking Sir Christopher Lee, badass he was being Count Dooku and Saruman. Not at the same time, but
Yeah.
pretty much in two of the greatest franchises in history, or cinema history
I
at
knew
least.
I knew about for sure one of them.
Yeah,
I didn't know Christopher Lee. I know Ian McKellen was an option. I think there was one, or there's a real weird one too that I don't remember who it was, but there's one that you were like, whoa, that guy. I don't remember what it was or who it was.
yeah. But it's just you see that, and it makes everything so much worse when you stop and think about how Albus Dumbledore came off in the movies and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, he came off as manipulative.
Well, and I think part of that too, I've always made this point, but I think part of it is the actor.
Yeah.
Where Richard Harris was perfect for the first two.
Yeah.
He was the traditional Dumbledore.
Yeah. Like,
but then Michael Gambon really fit the role for the next several movies, because you just needed a more of a. I mean, you didn't necessarily need that, but like Dumbledore shows up a lot more as the series goes on, of course, especially in the books. So you needed an actor that could
represent
how much, and Dumbledore wasn't always the
beacon of light.
Yeah, and you had to get a guy that would make him seem a little more. I don't even know.
More controlling.
Yeah,
Or
more
of a chess master.
So they nailed the casting right away, and then they nailed it again when they had to recast him.
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying though, like, you look at, and this is no disrespect to the second Albus Dumbledore actor. Like, in all honesty, he did good with what he was given. At the same time, though, can't help but look at, like, Sir Christopher Lee. Like, how would he have taken that role? How would he have twisted, turned it into his own? And I really think that is something that a lot of movies nowadays really doesn't have. Like, there's Halloween Ends came out this week or the week before. I've heard that the first 90% of the movie is phenomenal. Then the last 10%, like, people want to shit on how bad The Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi was. And it's like, from everything I've heard, those last 10% of Halloween Ends, that make the two of them look like absolute gold.
Yeah.
Like, which I'm not too shocked at, considering the fact that, well, Halloween is kind of like that series where it's like, it's going to end, and it's going to be bloody or whatever. Then you miss a couple of days or something within the movie, and it's like, I don't really care at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just a clusterfuck.
Yeah, no, I feel pretty much the same way.
Yeah. Now, you don't like horror movies, correct?
Oh, I do, but like I just don't watch them. I totally forgot we were talking about Halloween and not Harry Potter anymore.
Yeah, I really don't blame you.
I was like, oh shit, but I need to fill the void with words. Yeah.
Yeah, it is not good. Which I've heard the same thing said about Rings of Power. So
I am loving House of Dragon.
Yeah, I've heard that's been phenomenal.
House of Dragon has been excellent. I mean, it's not the original. It's not Game of Thrones,
but does it need to be?
But it doesn't need to be. It's like Legend of Korra is to Last Airbender, or Rebels to the Clone Wars. They're both very good.
Yeah, in their own way.
It's not the original series.
Yeah.
It's not Game of Thrones or Last Airbender. Like it's very good, but it's on its own. Like, and you
Level.
can't really compare the two. Either it's kind of one of those because they're very different shows. Where Game of Thrones, you're watching like 5,000 characters all at once, and you got to remember every name. This game is pretty. This show it's pretty streamlined. It's pretty like there's you got to follow maybe 10 characters, and the majority of those characters are like in the first, or you learn their names as the show continues. More characters get added, of course, but
Okay. But it's just you don't need to know their names immediately
yeah,
because you know they'll pop up again.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like Game of Thrones where you got like there's a new character popping up every episode, and they might stick around, so you got to remember the name, and there's so many characters to keep track of, and you got to make a damn near have to make a fucking spreadsheet for them all. But no, it's very streamlined. It's pretty much specifically about the Targaryens, and those are really the only people you have to remember, and everyone that's kind of connected with them.
Okay. I'm actually glad to hear that because that was the one thing that really turned me away from Game of Thrones. Like, I don't care too much about X, Y, and Z. Just give me the meat and potatoes, and I'll be good. But Game of Thrones, it was always like, oh no! Before you get the meat and potatoes, you have to have this salad, soup, whatever. Know what I mean?
Yep. Which I did love Game of Thrones, and I love House of Dragon as well. And I haven't watched Rings of Power yet. I might. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I watched the first episode of Rings of Power, and I've said before, but it's like they have every series at this point has what I call that first season problem. Like people coming off as wooden, or dialogue being forced, or something. And it's like we talked about last month. Like you want to do live action remakes of Disney classics, do it, but don't put it in the same motion, switch it around. It still works. And that's kind of where I think a lot of the problems stem from. Like they get so hung up on one thing. And it's not even a thing that really matters in the long run. Because in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, we see Galadriel, once? Maybe twice?
Yeah.
In the entire series. I know the Hobbit movies featured her more prominently. So it's like you're seeing her become what we see in The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, things like that.
Yep.
And it's like people can't truly understand, hey, this is what's going on. We're setting up for Sauron. We're setting up for everything that's going to be coming. And it's surprising because 9 times out of 10, the same people complaining about how wooden Galadriel's actress was, or the Black Hobbits, or things like that, just minor things, they would be the same people complain that the season ended on a cliffhanger. Because it's easy to complain about that.
Yeah, I get you. It's a lot of people. That's kind of what a lot of people are complaining about with House of Dragon right now. It's the main complaint is that it's just not as good, and it's like no shit. Or someone says someone like the actor is Not great. Well, you're not going to have a perfect performance from everybody every single episode.
Yeah. It actually goes back. Oh, I didn't realize how well it truly tied in with our Dumbledore conversation. Like, people want perfection, but what is perfection?
Yeah,
Like,
perfection is more or less perfection doesn't truly exist because
yeah,
if you think something is perfect, that's great. It doesn't mean everybody else is.
yeah,
Like there's phenomenal. I really enjoy all of Star Wars. I enjoy the
the settings and all that.
sequels and the shows and the series, and I enjoyed Kenobi, even though a lot of people didn't. I enjoyed everything that has come out.
Yeah.
Whether or not I still believe that it's good, or whether or not I believe it's good, like the sequels aren't good, but I enjoy them.
I would disagree, but I actually do have a good, valid reason for that. And it's just, they follow the same thing that the other two did. Like, start out on a desert planet.
Well, yeah, it's the exact same story.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
just
like,
told 3 different times, so it's. I get
yeah,
your point, and I get people's complaints about it.
yeah, it's like they followed what the other trilogies did. Where did they screw up? People claim out sequels. Oh well, Luke's one friend hide. When a friend hid in Legends. Okay, who say Legends aren't real in that universe?
Right.
Hell, let's say it's not a multiverse like Marvel.
Right. I mean,
And
it could very well be.
yeah, that's
We
actually,
don't know. They haven't said that it's not yet. So
yeah, that's actually, that is one of the greatest things that Disney has done with Star Wars. Rebranded as Legends, because you look at some of the stuff from Legends, like Revan, Malik, all
yeah.
that. Like, you could easily foresee, like, Revan Malik, when they were Jedi, helping somebody out. Helping a kid who would tell his children and all that, and would grow and grow and grow, turning the person into a freaking hero. And it's like, you don't really understand how important that is to the overall story.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it was rebranded to something you don't like. Okay, how does it change anything?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, October's, if you guys can't tell, October's taking a lot out of us. Like, the
Yeah.
company, the company I think we all really wished we could work at has had many, many problems. And we don't even have the full scope of them all because we weren't involved.
Yeah. We don't know like all.
Yeah,
I
and
basically stopped reading everything about it because like either I'm gonna read one and be sad for a bit or be angry, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to be, so I've just kind of stopped reading and stopped caring as of now.
yeah, like I was doom scrolling at work just seeing what else has come out, and it's like it's gotten to that point where I think I can safely say that like we make a lot of jokes here. And most of the jokes can go dark at times. And that's just us. Like,
But there's
if,
definitely a line that we don't cross that
yeah,
we all avoid. That we are like, okay, let's not
yeah,
say that. And
yeah,
if
and
it does get, we get near it, but
Like, we don't cross it.
We've never crossed it.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I did cross it a couple, well, I won't say a couple of times, because it was like 3 times. And the first one was just me, again, going back to perfection conversation. I wanted to be perfect. I wanted it to be scripted or go down a certain path.
Yep.
And that was my fault. I didn't think I should accept anything less. And as I look back on it now, I realize what we were doing was perfect. Like, it wasn't scripted. It wasn't the way I planned it to be. But I look at it and I just smile because I know it was perfect. And had I been smart enough to realize that, that could have been huge. Like,
we are like the reason it's not scripted, or the reason I like non-scripted stuff is because it shows that when people are real and not.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do scripted stuff at some point, but I want them to be like a very light script. Like here's your story, tell it without, or tell it in your own words, more or less. Like, like I want to do motherfucking improv comedy for on podcasts eventually. Like, I think that'd be really fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Like, I mean, like doing something like that where it's like maybe there's one bad ping where you create something for it and you guide us through it and all that.
Oh yeah, I have many ideas for shows because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I have many ideas for shows, not just for us, but for anybody.
Yeah.
For whenever I get the chance to make them, and
yeah, and that's kind of the thing that really bothers me about everything coming out and going on. And it's like, at what point does it stop? Because this isn't the first time they've been embroiled in something like this.
Yeah.
It's just, this time, it's blown up to a level that is just unbelievable. So,
well, hopefully, for me, I just hope that everyone that's part of it, everyone there that's in a kind of a shitty situation, I hope they get through it, and I hope everything gets better, and that they realize their error of their ways. And
I hope so too. But I also do hope that those who weren't involved in it, I hope they don't get any hate mail. I hope that people actually stop and use their brains for once in their lives. Say, they're not named. They came in recently. Let's not go and harass them.
Yeah, don't go out and tell people or harass anybody involved in these situations.
Yeah.
Remember, if someone's involved in a shitty situation, let them be.
Yeah. Like, you have to let them. You don't want to let them be. Then prove you didn't do something bad growing up. Make sure you prove that you live in a glass house. You have no stones, essentially.
Yeah.
Prove that, and you'll be okay.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah.
Continue.
With this episode being the fever nightmare, I do want to take this time to just say a few words. Okay. And those words are Thursday night football needs to be abolished. It is like not even the Chinese would use it as a torture technique. It is so bad.
We're gonna say the ancient Chinese because we don't want to
Ancient
ruffle any
Chinese.
feather. Hey,
Well,
yeah, there might be
well,
some.
no. Let's be realistic.
They could
Like,
use
no,
Thursday night football as a way to get information from
yeah.
people.
Let's be realistic. Like, not even the cruelest person in the world would use it.
That's true.
Like, it. Like between the who played before the Bears and Commanders did, or showed up with the fall
It
with like
was
a taller team.
It was Seattle and Denver. That was the Thursday night
Yeah,
before the
yeah.
Bears.
Seattle and Denver, Chicago and DC. Just go and watch the highlights of those two games, and you'll watch a video of 1 second. And even that's being generous.
Yeah, they were bad games.
Yeah. And guess even better, and guess what's coming up on Monday night? Chicago versus New England.
Yes, that's a game everyone wants to watch.
Like, they could have chosen a better game. Like, clearly they're Super Bowl favorites at this point. God. I swear, Goodell is trying to screw up so badly. But just so he can become, I don't know, something else.
Yep.
Like, he's not even trying at this point. Like, there have been hundreds of bad calls this year. Go back over the past 5-10 years. You could easily say there's been billions. I'm not even being factitious with that or how you want to say it. Like, it is just a nightmare at this point.
I mean, yeah. Basically,
What's up, Matt?
yeah, everyone's got to get their shit together, put in a box, and then fucking set it somewhere. I don't know.
Let's send it to the sun.
Yeah, put your shit together, put it in a box, and send it into the sun or something. I don't know. That was
Just anything but
together.
what we've been getting.
No, I got nothing more. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, this was October's bad ping.
Do a short one this month just because there's only two of us.
Yeah, the two of us plus Halloween's coming up, and I know Megan and Laura probably want to do something big for that, but they probably already did it on Twits.
I think they did. I think they had their episode.
Yeah, which if you haven't listened to Twits, I highly recommend it. It is good. So is the Ballpark, where we discussed the MLB not off season, but playoffs, regular season, and award chases.
A lot more content coming for you in the off season here.
Yeah,
especially off season is my favorite time of year for baseball.
Oh yeah, like this year's shaping up to be very fun as well.
Yep.
But
and we'll hopefully be getting another episode 2 or an episode of the Ballpark featuring Megan because I have plans for that.
Yeah, that'll be so much fun.
That should be fun.
Yeah. Then I'm going to have a roll up out sometime this weekend. I just with everything going on, like, it's been tough to truly figure out when I can go and record without breaking my niece's hearts because they can't go outside or things like that.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm hoping to have that up. I'm hoping sometime tomorrow or Sunday.
Cool.
But either way, that will be coming. Follow us on Twitter at CyberTwits That will link you to at least the current cast. It may feature more, it may not. I really haven't checked the bio out. But other than that, like, get our merch on the Redbubble store, which, whenever Matt wants, he'll be creating Ballpark stuff for it. So,
hopefully we'll be getting Ballpark stuff on there soon.
Yep.
Just gotta put in the time and effort to do that.
Yeah. And if Laura has her way, she'll probably have a hockey podcast up and running soon. Just to rant about how bad her team is, like always. I can feel her hatred.
My team is bad too.
Yeah, I'm a Blackhawks fan. The highest expectations I have for them is that they show up. Other than that,
that's where I'm at this year. Even though I don't really watch hockey, I just here for.
Hockey is fun, but it's fun to watch when it's like late in the season.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you're not playing it, you truly don't have a whole lot of enjoyment.
Yep. All right.
But yeah, that's about all we had for this month. We'll be back next month.
And we should have a bigger crew. I imagine.
I imagine Megan's going to be back.
And Joe, we'll try to get Joe on at least. Megan is not.
Yeah, if not Joe, maybe Logan or Laura. Like, maybe we can. Maybe we'll bring out Brent.
I don't think he's ever been on one of these, but.
Oh, he hasn't. He's been the smartest one of us.
Yep, he really has. All right.
Yeah. Well, with that, we must bid you adieu. Have a great month, everybody.
Later.
And we will see you next month. Goodbye.
Later.